there's a story that's going around, particularly thanks to Lovin Dubai. The UAE has implemented a new policy to achieve more diversity in the workplace. In this report, it was Lovin Dubai who broke the story, saying an employee who works in visa processing confirmed that companies now have to follow a 20% quota when it comes to hiring different nationalities. And now the news certainly does hold significance for many people of certain South Asian networks who tend to be in abundance at some workplaces.
Right.
And that creates the issue. However, other visa experts and agents have categorically refuted the viral claims that the UAE has put this in place. It's a confusing one. Industry experts have dismissed it with what will be a temporary halting. To get more details on this, we are joined by the HR professional, Deeksha Gandotra. Thanks very much for joining us again here on Talk 100.3.
Hi, how are you? Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well.
Look, we're doing very well. Have you heard these rumours as well, that some firms have been told to ensure there are diversity when it comes to employing people of certain nationalities?
My WhatsApp groups are getting bombarded since the morning services. I think it's doing the rounds, and everybody is confused suddenly, and especially with the people with a lot of employees and companies with a lot of employees. It's really getting difficult to understand what it is because there's no real clarity. There are claims out there, but there's no official statement out as such which is clarifying. What is happening is that when people are applying for quota, only some messages are popping up saying that diversity needs to be achieve diversity. Those kind of messages are popping up. That's what's happening at the moment, which has created a lot of panic.
So when one reads those statements, the pop-up statement that you said, that please achieve demographic diversity while employees hiring, that is the precise statement. Now, there has not been any official communication that's come in from the ministry. Also, there was a conversation about emiratization. So is it an overlap or a confusion caused because of emiratization and now this pop-up that's come through?
No, actually, emiratization and these are two very different things. Emiratization has a different sort of a connotation, and emiratization has to be done in a certain way that over once you have 20 employees, you need to have one, and less than 50, you need to have two. So that's a very different sort of announcement which happened and which was very, very clear now. As of 2024, you need to achieve that quota. Diversity or demographic diversity on the other side is very, very different. Demographic diversity is because, we living in the UAE are, I think, host about 100, I think about 100 plus nationalities, right? So when we are hosting so many nationalities, what UAE is trying to do is make sure that at the workplace there's diversity, right? So for that, since the last 3 years, there were sort of decrees being passed, so that nothing was being imposed.
Right.
Suddenly, now when they're saying that certain nationalities are like overloaded in organizations, they want to give opportunity to others also. So this is coming up as, I don't know, still there is no clarity on this because as you said, there is no official statement from the ministry, right?
Right.
But what is expected is, like, for example, and how they have actually explained this is that, for example, it's not, people have started saying, oh, visas for Pakistanis, Indians, Bangladeshis are stopped, right? But it's not that. It's if there is an overload of a certain nationality, you need to add for the first 20%, you need to add one more nationality and you'll get the visa quota.
So I'm safe as an Australian working for the Fun Asia Network. Is that right? I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
This is a very interesting point that Kitch made over here, that, he being the only Australian in the entire network that we have, the demographics of the country also point out in a very interesting direction. With over 10.3 million population within the UAE, 3.89 million are Indians, which is almost 38%, right?
Right.
When we see 38% Indians, almost 17% from Pakistan, it is quantifying for more than almost 55% or 60% almost of the population of the country, right? So in that case, does that mean that diversification could impact job hunters from these two countries? Because the numbers are not in favor, like it is definitely in favor of Kitch.
See, I think when people have contacted the ministry and from the call center, the representatives are just saying that first 20% of the company's workforce must be diversified.
Okay.
Now it's 20%. It's not. So 80% still could be the same nationality.
Fair.
So, for example, if a company applies for a visa for a particular person and it is rejected on the basis of diversification, then they must recruit someone of a different nationality for the same role to fulfill diversity requirements. It is not applicable, like I said before, to any particular nationality, and it will be same for everyone across the board. So the rest of the 80%, even if it's the same nationality, it's okay. So that 20% diversity if it is achieved, companies are free to hire any nationalities. That's what a rep of the Mohore said.
That's the benchmark, because our producer outside, Pranav Prasanna, is Indian. He was working on his Australian accent next time he had a meeting with the boss to try and prove which country he was from.
Even better, he should try the Kiwi accent. We have none.
Kiwi, yeah, we don't have any of those. I guess that's pick your targets, as is always the case.
Or honestly, I think maybe opportunity to the other side is not being given equally, and they want it to be given equally to them also. It could be any which way.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. So as it stands, I mean, we've all heard these rumours, but we need to clarify there has been no formal announcement from the ministry yet.
No formal announcement, only Khaleej Times and a few other, Love in Dubai and the others are announcing it. There is no real...
With that chuckle, we understand how much one needs to read into this.
And also, I think till it doesn't come out from the Mohore, it's not out from the ministry. We should not be relying on anything so blindly. But it's alarmed and there's a panic today has been created. The reason only being that people are getting flagged. The systems are getting flagged saying achieve diversity.
Yeah, it's the old...
with that statement.
It's the old line, if there's gaps in the information, people tend to panic and think the worst without anything being confirmed. Deeksha Gandotra, the HR professional, thank you very much for clearing that up as much as you possibly can.
Thank you. And I hope we get clarity on this very soon.
Yeah, I think we need it too as well. 0586 861003 to get in contact.